Hey everyone, James here on the Crypto Swiss channel. I just stumbled upon another top-notch chart analyst who believes XRP could soar to $30 this market cycle. And trust me, this isn't some fringe theory. Many respected analysts are on the same page. Now, when it comes to XRP hitting $10, that's always felt like a realistic possibility to me. Of course, there are no guarantees in investing, especially with something as volatile as XRP. I get that. But looking at past price movements and historical patterns, it's not far-fetched to think XRP could peak at these levels during this cycle. Am I saying it will happen? Nope. Tired of fake gurus who claim to be expert traders but never trade live? I trade live on the second largest crypto exchange, where everything is transparent and results can't be faked. For over 440 days, I've consistently closed every month in profit. In the last 90 days alone, my followers have earned over $34,000 in profits with only 4% drawdown. Verified results, not empty claims. Want to see my verified stats? Click the first link in my profile and start copying my trades for free today. I'm not here to make price predictions. I'm not a chart guy, and pretending otherwise wouldn't be honest. That said, you don't need to be a pro at reading charts to see the potential here. Just look at XRP's history. It's been a top 10 coin by market cap for its entire existence. That kind of staying power stems from solid fundamentals, making double-digit price action a reasonable target. Now let's talk about going overboard. If you're predicting XRP to hit 3, 4, or 5 digits this cycle, I'm sorry, but I'm not buying it. That's just wishful thinking. The analysts I follow, the credible ones, are all pointing to double-digit territory as a highly probable outcome this cycle, and they're not hyping it up for clicks. If they were, they'd be throwing out ridiculous clickbait-worthy numbers like $100 or 1,000 XRP, but they're not. They're staying grounded, and that's why their predictions are worth paying attention to. Analysts are making bold claims, backing them with solid analysis because they truly believe in what they're saying. Time will tell how accurate their predictions are, but these ideas seem firmly rooted in reality, which is why this is so exciting. Today, I'm sharing insights from 7 different chart analysts, all of whom still firmly support the idea of XRP reaching double digits. And let's be real, for many in the crypto world, this belief has been held for years. The SEC's attack on Ripple held us back for far too long. It wasn't just an attack on Ripple, but on everyone holding XRP. Thankfully, that chapter is behind us now. Before diving deeper, I want to make something clear. I don't have a financial background. This isn't financial advice, so don't buy or sell anything based on what I say. I'm just a crypto enthusiast who enjoys talking about these topics on YouTube as a hobby. As I record this video, it's 8:14 a.m. Central Time, Sunday, April 6th, 2025. XRP is sitting at $2.07. Quick pause, need a sip of water. One moment. Sips, sorry about that. My throat got scratchy out of nowhere. Anyway, back to XRP. At $2.07, it's securely holding above the $2 mark. The other day, it briefly dipped to $1.95, but quick wicks like that don't always mean much. Any chart analyst will tell you the same thing. Bitcoin hits $82,753, but the market remains range-bound. The calm before the storm? I suspect big moves are brewing, perhaps midweek, thanks to some real-world catalysts. On December 9th, the US plans to implement tariffs, with China threatening to retaliate the following day. It's a high-stakes game of economic chess, and behind-the-scenes deal-making could shift markets significantly. Meanwhile, XRP continues to defy expectations with impressive resilience amidst all this uncertainty. While crypto and stocks often move in tandem, some fireworks could be on the horizon. If positive news emerges, we might see a stock market rebound, and the crypto space seems primed for exciting price action. But let's face it, markets are a roller coaster. You endure the dips to enjoy the peaks. Take a look at this post from Charlie Bilello, Chief Market Strategist at Creative Planning. He highlights a fascinating S&P 500 chart showing average annual returns of 10% since 1928, despite intra-year drawdowns of negative 16% on average. Currently, we're sitting at negative 17%. There's no reward without risk, no ups without a few downs. That's the nature of investing. Historically, the stock market and crypto tend to move together, but lately, crypto seems to be charting its own path. It's fascinating to watch this outlier moment unfold. Take the S&P 500, for example. It's at a low point right now. But does that mean we can't see a big rebound soon? Absolutely not. Remember March 2020? The markets crashed hard, and crypto went down with it. XRP, it plummeted to an unbelievable 10 cents. Yep, that really happened. Today, though, crypto's holding strong for reasons even experts can't fully explain. Gold's dipping too, which has left plenty of people, myself included, scratching their heads. Theories abound, but the truth is, no one knows for sure. Here's the thing, short-term price drops don't mean long-term defeat. The key to winning in investing, broad exposure, patience, and a willingness to hold, no matter how long it takes. Decades, if necessary. That's my approach. Luckily in crypto, you don't need decades. This space is evolving fast. It's a young, explosive asset class, and that's why I find it so exciting. If you're patient, life-changing wealth can come faster than you think. That's the key, having the mindset to wait. Now, let's talk Bitcoin. History keeps repeating itself, and this digital gold is gearing up to take a hit in market dominance while its price climbs. And guess what? When Bitcoin moves, altcoins follow. Chart analyst Mustache predicts Bitcoin dominance is touching a rejection zone it's hit repeatedly over the past 1.5 years. The stochastic RSI is in overbought territory, lining up perfectly for a bearish cross. Translation: altcoins are about to shine. Just look at how overbought the RSI is. This setup couldn't be more perfect. If history repeats, Bitcoin dominance will plummet. That creates a golden opportunity for altcoins. Personally, while Bitcoin is one of my largest positions, I'm not expecting massive gains from it anymore. My excitement? It's all about altcoins. Call me crazy, but I'm ready to offload 80% of my Bitcoin. It's just a pet rock at this point. The real game changer? Altcoins like XRP. Here's a headline straight from the crypto basic that's sure to spark some debate. I'll be laughing at everyone who said XRP can't hit $10 to $20. Claims Korean certified Elliott Wave analyst Xrp'S Global. Bold words, but you've got to love the confidence, right? Let's face it, a lot of people doubted XRP's potential. For years, skeptics argued it would never hit a new all-time high. Well, January 16th changed all that. After 7 long years, XRP shattered those doubts and hit a new peak. But here's the thing, price discovery is the real endgame, and that's still on the horizon. According to Xrp'S Global, who boasts nearly 30,000 followers on X, XRP's future looks bright. With the asset currently trading at $2.08, he confidently predicts it could soar to the $10 to $20 range soon. And he's not alone. Even more conservative analysts, like the blockchain backer, are projecting XRP could reach $8 to just over $10 this cycle. That's solid double-digit growth, not pie-in-the-sky dreaming. A 5-fold increase from here? That's far from fantasy land. It's a realistic target this market cycle, and more analysts are starting to agree. Love it or hate it, XRP's story is far from over. The question is, will you be one of the skeptics eating your words when it happens? We'll just have to wait and see. Analysts have been buzzing, and while I can't say for sure if XRP will hit $20 or $30, history tells us it's not an outlandish idea. For years, experts have set these expectations, and here we are again. Let's revisit an article from CoinSpeaker, a true time capsule, from October 5th, 2020, predicting XRP could skyrocket to $20 to $30 in the next bull run. That was just months before the SEC blindsided Ripple, and, by extension, every XRP holder worldwide. No one saw that curveball coming, and it completely derailed those earlier predictions. But let's not forget the context. At that time, the pandemic was reshaping the world, fueling global crypto adoption like never before. The article highlights how digital assets were primed to hit new all-time highs. Of course, chaos is always lurking. Whether it's a pandemic, market crashes, or today's tariffs, the macro environment always has a way of shaking things up. What if that bull run had gone uninterrupted? Would we already be celebrating those highs? The possibilities remain as tantalizing as ever. The next market cycle is here, and tariffs are taking center stage. But if cooler heads prevail, and behind-the-scenes negotiations stay on track, this could set the stage for explosive upward movement in both the stock market and crypto. It's a scenario ripe with potential. Let's dive in. XRP, the native coin of the XRP ledger, continues to grab attention from retail investors, institutions, and even government agencies. Backed heavily by Ripple and its mission to revolutionize global remittances by challenging SWIFT, XRP is positioned to outperform in the next crypto bull run. Crypto analyst Credible Crypto predicts XRP could rally to somewhere between $20 and $30 during the next surge. What stands out most about Credible Crypto is his no-nonsense approach to the hype that sometimes plagues the XRP community. He recently shared a post that resonated deeply with many, including myself, as it tackled some of the wild conspiracy theories floating around. Here's what he said back on October 1st, 2020. Keep it real. XRP price is not predetermined. XRP is not backed by gold. XRP will not reach Bitcoin prices. $10,000 plus. XRP will not replace the dollar, but it doesn't need to do any of those things to make you and me life-changing money over the next 3 years. This straightforward perspective is refreshing because it counters some of the more outlandish claims circulating in the community. The XRP ecosystem is massive, arguably one of the largest and strongest in the crypto world, but with millions of people involved, you're bound to come across every kind of personality. Sadly, that includes grifters, hype artists, and conspiracy theorists who spread misinformation and detract from constructive discussions. That's why Credible Crypto's grounded approach is so important. It's a voice of reason cutting through the noise, reminding us that while XRP may not hit $10,000, a realistic target of $20 to $30 is still incredibly exciting. This kind of thoughtful analysis is what the community truly needs to thrive. On October 1st, 2020, someone replied to a post I shared, curious about XRP's potential. "What price do you see XRP going to?" they asked, admitting they weren't a fan of it and didn't know much about it. Ding, ding, ding. Though they mentioned a trusted mentor holding a sizable long-term position, Credible Crypto jumped in the next day, October 2nd, 2020, with his response. "Not sure about the long term, but I'm expecting $20 to $30 in this bull run over the next 2 to 3 years. Fast forward, and the SEC's involvement severely suppressed XRP's price action during that time. The dramatic breakout we recently saw was a long time coming. XRP broke out of a 7-year symmetrical triangle, a move unprecedented in cryptocurrency history. That's why the momentum behind its current surge feels so powerful. It's playing catch-up, finally unleashed. Despite the delays caused by the SEC, Credible Crypto hasn't shifted his prediction. He's still aiming for $20 to $30 this market cycle, though it's been pushed back. It's frustrating, no doubt, but here's the silver lining. The extra time gave more people a chance to research, learn about XRP, and accumulate. If there's a bright side to the nonsense, that's it. Speaking of analysts, I recently started following Dr. Cat based on Credible Crypto's recommendation. If he trusts him, so do I. Dr. Cat's latest post highlights the XRP/USD chart and a short-term target of $4.50. That's a common projection among analysts. Many are calling for similar short-term gains. I touched on this in a video last night, where I covered multiple analysts sharing similar outlooks. Everything's a blur these days, but one thing's clear. The short-term action for XRP looks promising, and the big picture is still unfolding. Nothing has changed yet, but after that post, someone asked an interesting question. Is this Bitcoin's short-term top or a full cycle top? Chart analyst Dr. Cat jumped in with a bold response. Let's say the minimum top for Bitcoin hits $90,000. If it climbs to $120,000 to $130,000, XRP could range from $6 to $7. And if things get wild, moon target, XRP could hit $30. Now, whether or not you believe in moon targets, what's notable here is that another analyst is pointing out the possibility of XRP reaching $30. Sure, nobody knows for certain where prices will end up, but this is thoughtful analysis rooted in good faith. These predictions come from studying historical trends and chart patterns, and I respect that approach. What I love about following these conversations is the variety of perspectives. By listening to a wide range of reputable analysts, you can start to filter out the noise and build a clearer picture of what's plausible. If the low-end estimates for XRP are around $6 to $8 and the high end is closer to $30, then could the sweet spot be somewhere in between, maybe $15 to $20? I don't claim to know the answer, but that's why I value insights from so many analysts. It's about gathering enough credible opinions to identify patterns and weigh probabilities. Even within a reputable group, you'll find some fringe takes, not fringe as in extreme, but slightly outside the core consensus. And somewhere in the mix of those diverse perspectives lies the potential reality. When you see this many top-tier analysts sharing similar predictions, it's hard to ignore. In my experience, when reputable experts align like this, they're usually on the money, or at least in the ballpark. Sure, the range might feel broad, but the truth tends to land somewhere within it. I've followed countless analysts over the years, and this is a pattern I've seen time and time again. The idea that XRP could reach these levels isn't far-fetched. To some, it might sound impossible, until it actually happens. Then suddenly it's a no-brainer. That's how these things go. The key is having the confidence to understand why it's possible before it happens. Otherwise, you risk missing out on the kind of opportunity that could change your life. Let me share some insights from chart analyst Xrp'S Crypto. XRP will pump 10 times from here. Could it? Who knows? But it's not crazy. That would bring XRP to just over $2 now, meaning a potential peak of over $20 during this cycle. Wild? Maybe. Impossible? Nope. And here's another perspective from chart analyst Xrp'S. As long as we stay above $2, we're on the safest foundation. Many moons ago, I said $2 would mark the FOMO stage and ignition phase. The current chart formation for March 2025 looks eerily similar to October 2017. Back in November 2017, XRP's monthly candle showed a period of consolidation before the explosive rally in December 2017 and January 2018. If history repeats itself, and my theory on candle formations holds true, we could be staring at double-digit prices soon. Here's where the FIB targets land. FIB 1.236 at $7.50. FIB 1.414 at $13.70. FIB 1.618 at $27.30 per XRP. The next 3 to 6 months are shaping up to be make or break for many investors. And let's be real, when the market erupts and the altcoin season ignites, XRP could see its next massive breakout. Historically, XRP doesn't go parabolic without the broader market rallying, and I genuinely believe that trend will continue. Alt season is key to unlocking XRP's potential, and I'm confident it's one of the big winners waiting in the wings. Chart analyst Rekt Capital recently shared insights on Ethereum's dominance. While I'm focused on XRP, Ethereum often sets the stage for the market. Since June 2023, Ethereum has been a key player, and its dominance chart underscores its influence. If ETH takes off, XRP might not be far behind. Ethereum's dominance has slipped from 20% to just 8%. Historically, though, Ethereum has bounced back from this range to reclaim its market strength. So, can it defy the odds and repeat history? Markets often find their bottoms, and that's where the magic happens. Take XRP as an example. Last year, it bottomed out against Bitcoin, only to skyrocket afterward. Once an asset enters a historical range that typically leads to explosive growth, it's no shock when history rhymes again. That's the case I keep making, one that chart analyst Bobby A. also backs. He called XRP's breakout perfectly. His take, XRP could take time but will outperform during that period. Honestly, I agree. It's already outpacing Bitcoin and Ethereum this cycle, and I think it's just getting started. The upside potential could be downright massive. Here's another perspective from chart analyst Ali Martinez. If XRP stays above the critical $2 level, a 30% move toward 2.60 is on the table. Short-term gains could be in play, but patience is key. We might see some sideways action for a few days, but in this volatile market, one big news event could send things flying. Let's figure this out together, but I'm optimistic things will work out. Optimism isn't just wishful thinking, it's logical. Sure, setbacks happen in the short term, but over a long enough timeline, progress wins. Think about it, the stock market isn't going anywhere. People keep investing, populations grow, money flows, and innovation never stops. These are the pillars of growth. The stock market will expand. Crypto will grow as more people join the space. The opportunities are real. Even during years of market stagnation or downturns, it doesn't mean the future won't be brighter. If you look back through history, you'll see this pattern over and over. It's normal. No need to panic. Instead, recognize the long-term potential. The truth is, building wealth is within reach. Even if you're middle class now, upward mobility is possible. And if you stay consistent, saving and investing diligently from a young age, you're setting yourself up for success. By retirement, you'll likely be a multimillionaire. It's not about making big leaps, it's about playing the long game smartly. The opportunity is there. Grab it. Crypto takes things to a whole new level. Everything moves faster, but patience is still key. If you can't handle even that, it's time to level up. Seriously, patience isn't optional here. It's the foundation of successful investing. Manage your expectations, take responsibility, and understand that without patience, you won't win. That's not advice, it's a fact. The good news? You have the power to do this. It's entirely in your hands to stay the course, but many people fall short. The opportunity is real though, and it's huge. That's why I always say, I don't know when the big moment will come, but I'll be ready. Why? Because I don't sell. Not when things dip, spike, or go sideways for years. I just hold. Sure, I might accumulate when the timing's right, but selling? Not until I'm really convinced it's time. The best is still ahead, my friends. Trust me, the best is ahead. But here's the thing, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't make any financial moves based on what I say. That would definitely be a bad idea.